Hey guys, the DVD update here for another Horror Month installment. Today I will be reviewing a movie called, it's going to be hard to see, Bad Dreams. As you can see, there's the cover. Hand right here covering a lady's face. When I first saw that cover, I thought it was Asia Argento, but it's not. Another Anchor Bay release. It's got some special features. Let me read those off real quick. It's got quite a bit. Let me see, I need the light here. Widescreen presentation, enhanced for 16:9 TVs, the making of Bad Dreams, audio commentary with writer-director Andrew Fleming, the special effects of Bad Dreams, behind the scenes of Bad Dreams, original ending, trailer, screenplay on the DVD-ROM, and the bonus features are not rated. It's rated R, comes in at 84 minutes. Like I said, it came out in 1988. You won't be able to see the disc there, but it just has the main girl like screaming on it. The tagline down there, you can see it says, "The scream you don't hear is your own." So yeah, this movie opens up in like a desolate. It's kind of like, I'd say desolate, but it looks like desert almost. But there's a lone house right in the middle, and there's like one tree, and there's an old big house in the middle. And then it cuts to the inside, and it shows this weird guy. See, what is this dude's name? Because I've seen him in a bunch of other stuff. Richard Lynch. I can't really find a good picture to pop up on the screen, but I mean, you might be able to find a picture of him, but you recognize him, but he's really freaky looking. And you kind of learn that he is the leader of a cult, basically. Yeah, basically a cult, and this is in the 70s, by the way, and it takes place in the 70s, this first scene, and he proceeds to, I can't remember what the cult's name is. It's something Unity, and he calls all of them his children. Obviously it's a cult, and he basically, they're all in a room, and he calls them up one by one, and he scoops out some sort of fluid, which you later find out is gasoline, I'm guessing, or some flammable substance, and pours it on each one of them, including himself, and basically it's going to be a mass suicide, you learn, and so that they can, move on. They believe life or death is just another extension of life or some BS. Anyway, so he promptly lights a match and sets them all on fire. And when she kind of looks unsure that the main character in this kind of looks unsure that she doesn't really want to do it, but she does get poured with gasoline anyway, and the fire leads to that big bucket of gasoline and explodes. And despite being doused with gasoline, when it explodes, the explosion knocks her back and through a wall. The whole house catches on fire. Everyone dies except for her. She survives. The ambulance pulls her out, takes her to the hospital, where she stays in a coma for 13 years. So now it flashes back to a hospital where she awakens after 13 years, and she's in a mental institution, or a place that's basically like a mental institution, if you will. And she comes to, and right off the bat, the cop, the main detective that was on the case, shows up. He looks much older now, the greatest hair and stuff like that, to show you how much time has passed. It's now the 80s instead of the 70s. And he wants to basically grill her. He basically, right off the bat, thinks that she killed all those people. And then you meet her two psychiatrists. One's the head psychiatrist, which is an older doctor, and one's a younger doctor played by Bruce Abbott, which you'll notice who is the student, Jeffrey Combs' student in Reanimator. And he befriends her. He kind of has a crush on her, and basically the head doctor makes her go to group where there's these other cast of characters. Let's see, there's a young black girl who is like a fortune teller kind of thing, tells the future and knows what's going on with her the whole time. And then you got a young guy that is like kind of like sex crazed, but he likes to cut himself for pleasure. And then you got a young girl who hasn't like talked in a long time. You got an older woman who's really nice. I'm not really sure what her problem is. Kind of crazy. And you got another older woman, middle-aged woman, who's just smokes nonstop and used to be a tabloid writer for one of those newspapers that like Alien Elvis is living next door to you. Those types of tabloids she used to work for. And then you have an older guy who basically likes to drink and just laughs at everything. He makes her go to this group to try to open up and remember her experiences, because she's kind of cloudy on what happened 13 years ago in the explosion, and he's trying to bring that out of her so she can remember it and get it off her chest and move on with her life. And basically, the ghost of this guy, the main guy of the cult, is haunting her, saying, basically wanting her to kill herself, so that he's basically saying all the members are in lingo, and until she kills herself and completes, her death, that they can all move on. But if she doesn't kill herself, then they're all stuck in limbo, and the whole movie is trying to get her to kill herself. She won't do it, so he goes after each member of the group that she is in, killing them. This actually had a pretty decent amount of blood. There's some of the killings you don't see, but people complained about that, not being able to see, oh no, these people are gonna die, then they'll cut to something else, and then later the bodies will be found or whatever, and you don't actually see the murder. But I think that added to it. You see the murders the other way. But basically, the ghost of this guy gets the rest of the group to kill themselves as well, and he said he won't stop killing her friends until she kills herself. And there is the twist ending, which I kind of liked. There's a really funny part at the end that I'm going to have to show you, because I was like, what the hell? And that's not a reaction that someone would have. But I'll show you that later. So overall, I actually like this movie, but after thinking about it, it really this came out a year later, after A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, I think it's 3, The Dream Warriors, which, if you know that movie, it kind of sounds like the same thing, they're in a mental institute, or mental home, and they're in a group, and Freddy comes to attack them, which it kind of does. The plot is kind of like that, and it did come out a year later. But, by the way, that A Nightmare on Elm Street is one of my favorites, Dream Warriors. That's a good one. But anyway, I definitely, if you like 80s, kind of like ghost psychological thing, then definitely check this one out. Bad Dreams by Anchor Bay. Alright, I'm way too lazy to rip the clip from the DVD, so I'm just going to do this with my other video camera. Now, this is the very end. She's basically going to push somebody off the roof right now. He's going to land into a car. And now the reaction that I was just taken aback by, after he falls into the car and off the roof, I want you to look at the black guy's reaction, who is the main detective that was on this case 13 years ago. Alright, so here we go. Dude just shrugs it off and then walks away, man. You never see him again. Yeah, that just was weird. When I saw that, it kind of like took it back a notch. Alright, so hopefully that came in, you know what I'm saying? Also, it's kind of fun, kind of interesting is, yeah, Sweet Child O' Mine plays during the credits. So, yep, Bad Dreams. I give this about a 7.5 out of 10. So, I'll see you guys next week. Next week, what am I saying? Next video I do. I know I'm behind, but I'll get there.